There are two reasons I like making videos. I love making videos on Tyler Oliveira. One is because I love seeing the people trying to defend him in my comments, and two, it reassures me that everything I've said about him is true. If you are in a community that's struggling to survive, then have no fear, because Tyler will be there to ask you questions about why the place you live in is so shitty, like he didn't already look all that up before he got there. And if your answer doesn't satisfy his needs, then he'll just make your city look like a fucking third world country in his thumbnail, when in reality, you're in fucking Oregon. And with how much money this dude makes off his videos, plus his sponsors, his videos should actually be 1,000 times better than what he's putting out right now. Other than traveling the country, going to these different cities, all this dude does is literally talk to the locals, go to a low-income area to get some B-roll, maybe talk to someone who isn't all there, then call it a day. This guy will investigate 9/11 without stepping foot in New York. Plus, he's talking to a guy who was at Ground Zero days after the attack, acting like he's gonna be the one to break open the fucking conspiracy.
I was working across the river doing my construction job, and then the fire department got called to duty to assist. Within a couple of days, we wound up down at Ground Zero.
I get that you guys like him, but even I can admit when someone I like puts out something mediocre than what they're usually used to putting out. And now with Tyler's latest video, I'm not even mad at this point, I just feel bad for you. Tyler goes and investigates Bohemian Grove. Now I put my bias aside and said dope, he's finally doing something interesting other than talking to some fucking tweakers. But after what I'm about to show you, fan or not, I'd be pissed at what the fuck I just watched. So the video starts out like I described, Tyler going around talking to the locals while he voiceovers information he got from Wikipedia. Not even that, he just says shit that isn't true whatsoever.
Many have begun wondering what actually goes down here after famous boxer Ryan Garcia said this.
The babies, guys, babies! They're eating babies, literally! And I'm the crazy one!
Now no, I did not edit that in over the original video, and people have been wondering what goes on there before Ryan Garcia was even born. And even then, his video was about Prime. Where the fuck did you get Bohemian Grove out of that? Out of any of that?
We're not gonna stop. And if they wanna sue me, guess what? I'm gonna countersue them. Guys, save the children. It's so sad. They're telling me I need a mental evaluation because I'm defending children. The little children, the babies, guys, babies. They're eating babies, literally. And I'm the crazy one.
No, yeah, you're definitely the crazy one, even if they were eating babies. Keep that shit to yourself. You knew it and you didn't do anything to stop it? But after talking to some people who are obviously fucking conspiracy theorists and would not talk to him about anything on camera, let alone Bohemian Grove, even thinking some random guy whose dad was in the club was just going to tell him everything because you came up and sat next to him.
My father was in.
Oh, he was in the club?
Yeah.
Who was he?
He's a Mason.
Did you inherit his will? His Freemason will?
I can't disclose that.
Okay. Is there anything we should know?
Probably not. Probably you want to mess with it?
Okay.
I'm done here.
Yeah, so you're dead, Dad. Do you want to tell us what he left you and all those dirty little secrets? Tyler looks like a fucking high schooler trying to make a project for school. If you noticed, it's only the people who are obviously not as educated or drugged out who start telling him nonsense that he'll believe right then and there without any skepticism.
You know anything about the Bohemian Grove?
I worked there before, yeah.
You worked there? Yes. Whoa, what did you see?
A lot of things that I cannot talk about.
Actually, theoretically, what might you have seen if someone were to work there?
I cannot talk about that.
You sign a document?
Nope, but I cannot talk about it. Have a wonderful day, sir.
Okay, wow.
Please be careful, okay?
Be careful? Do you think we're dealing with things that are much more powerful than...
Well, I can say...
Now, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure this dude is homeless, and that is his bed right behind him. I'm sure he worked for Bohemian Grove, though. They probably told him to keep guard outside the front gate, not knowing that was their way of keeping him out. He's like, don't worry, guys, I won't let anyone up here. And then he gets mauled by a fucking bear because they're in the middle of the woods. But after all that chit-chat, he's finally like, let's fucking go. And you're like, I bet this is going to be worth the 10-minute wait.
After learning as much as I could from the locals and waiting until the cover of the night, it was now time to see if I could infiltrate the grove using an inflatable kayak I bought off Amazon, avoid security, and make my way to the 40-foot tall owl statue undetected.
Real quick, how stupid is it to tell us to be quiet? What, am I gonna alert the guards? Just break in already.
Alright, it is 12:12. Let's see if she floats. Yeah, just jump in, right? It's fucking full of water. We think it filled it all the way up? It's like sinking immediately.
The only problem was, the moment I got in this kayak,
I don't know if it's gonna float, dude.
it filled up halfway with river water, soaking me entirely, and the current was so fast I was getting pulled downstream and had no chance of paddling upshore where I needed to go.
Sink. I'm getting swept out. Did you make it across? No, dude. I'm getting sucked in. I'm fighting for survival right now, dude. I don't know where this leads. Got a branch. I'm definitely gonna get hypothermia. I mean, the closest, like, exit point, it's gotta just be up and through the woods, essentially. Yeah, I'm fine. Branches are breaking. Something that looks climbable. I'm gonna try to get out.
After yanking myself out of the river and crawling my way through someone's backyard, I barely made it back to land. My kayak was swallowed by the river, and I had to think of another way to get in the grove before sunrise.
Now, I don't know if you noticed this, but when he starts talking about the current being too strong, after showing us he is literally able to stay still in the water, he adds the water noises to make it seem like he's in more danger than he is.
It filled up halfway with river water, soaking me entirely, and the current was so fast I was getting pulled downstream.
His friend is right next to him the whole time, and then they play some animation so you don't see him gently move down the stream until he finally stops and gets out. Look how calm the water is versus how he makes it look in his animation. You gotta be actually fucking insane to think this is something amazing he's doing. But now this part might actually be even worse. You guys know how everyone got mad that Alien vs Predator Requiem was too dark? Well, just imagine that, but 10 times darker with no aliens or predators.
With 5 hours until sunrise, the plan was now to hike up the woods right to the left of the main entrance, stealth hike around the security, through the mountains until I made it to the owl.
Up the mountain from here.
As I'm crouch hiking in pure darkness for 2 hours straight, I make it to this point on the map, and on my life, I hear what sounds like human feet crunching leaves in front of me, and so, just to double check, I wait in silence for 10 minutes. I hear nothing. I move 10 steps to my right. I stop. I listen. I hear the same sound of footsteps crushing through the brush and what sounds like a person going. At this point, I'm afraid for my life.
And don't worry, I will talk about what else he saw for everyone who's gonna comment, well, didn't you see he saw the seats? Didn't you see that giant wooden thing? Yeah, but when we clicked on the video, it was for the owl statue, not some fucking wooden watchtower. Well, what do they do at the watchtower? Fucking watch shit, you moron. But after they get chased out by some loud-ass chihuahua, he goes back and acts like the people who are looking for someone who broke into private property are going to kidnap him so he can be sacrificed at the next ceremony. When in reality, they were either just going to tell him to leave or call the cops. They're not gonna fucking, yeah, you're gonna get executed today, buddy.
Oh. Hey. Alright, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Thank you for sparing me. Goodbye.
He even has this part where he puts the subtitles like someone shouting at him to put your hands up. But it's like, one, why the fuck would somebody shout that out at you when you can't even see them? And two, why don't they say, hey, who is that? What are you doing here? They just yell at you from pretty far away to put your hands up and you're supposed to do it? Regardless if I was at Bohemian Grove or not, I'm not stopping in the forest at night for anyone yelling at me. If you are satisfied with what you saw, like you couldn't look up better footage from the fucking 1800s of the place yourself, then you are actually delusional. And like I said, with how much money he makes off his videos, his original plan was to use a kayak he bought off of Amazon. He didn't even use a night vision camera. Trust me, even if we didn't see anything interesting, night vision would have made this 100 times better. But no, you guys are okay with half-assed journalism. I also like how he says, don't sue me, like he just didn't record himself breaking into private property multiple times.
Didn't quite make it to the owl. I think I was on my ass. I made it to the cathedral thing. I saw him pull in. He went off-road. I was like, fuck, he's not messing around. So I sped out of there and I made it out alive.
Please don't sue me. We were just curious. I apologize.
People in his comments are even like, Tyler is not suicidal. Remember this. Yeah, but I am, after watching this. Like, really? After what you saw him fail to do, you're going to take this as a W? He investigated how cold the water was more than he did the actual place, if you think about it. But don't get me wrong though, I do believe that Bohemian Grove is an organization that only certain people can get into. It's like that gym for women only, Curves, but for men. There's no difference between this and the Freemasons everyone was making a big deal about years ago, only to realize it's a bunch of fucking old guys who like to play dress up. And yeah, they probably do want to keep what they're doing a secret, but that's so everyone doesn't start copying them, diluting what their tradition really is about. Put it like this, you guys ever have a secret handshake you did with a group of your friends, but then one day you see someone who you know you didn't teach it to do it with someone else? That's the same general idea we have here. Why the fuck would a bunch of rich people want some brokies that aren't associated with them copying their traditions? Make up your own secret handshake if it really bothers you that much and don't teach it to them. Other than that, someone needs to make Tyler work a little harder than he is because, once again, he didn't investigate anything. See you guys Sunday. Peace.